to another video. I hope you've had a very good week. Now, this week, if you enjoy just listening to my videos, you can still do that with today's video, but it is a little bit more of a show and tell type video because we're going to do a favourites. Other communities on YouTube, for example, the beauty community, do beauty favourites, and I was thinking, why don't we do this in the health space? Lots of people probably already do it, I just haven't joined that bandwagon, so here I am. So the first product I want to speak about is definitely in that self-care realm. This is an eco body wash and bubble bath by the brand Minimal. Now this is the first product I've ever tried from this brand and I have just been loving this. Now I've always struggled a little bit with the whole like body wash, bubble bath, that kind of realm of products, because although I'm definitely not 100% natural across all my products, definitely my skincare, like I use things that aren't like, you know, fully natural and things. But when it comes to bath, like the bath time and thinking about what I'm washing over my whole body, obviously it's a much larger surface area that we're, you know, covering with products, and obviously our skin is an organ, we are absorbing these things, so I am mindful with the things I am putting in my bath and I'm sitting and actually soaking in. So because of that, I have struggled to find bubble baths that kind of go into that natural column but also actually really work and give you that really, you know, good bubble bath that you're after, and this guy just ticks that box. Also, it's really inexpensive. I'll put the price on the screen, but I think it's only like £3 around that mark. I got it off of Well Easy, which by the way, let me remind you now, I still have my code with them. So Well Easy is just a site that I'm obsessed with. I've done videos and like hauls with them in the past, but basically they sell all health foods. It's just basically like a Costco for health foods. It's amazing. It's based in the UK though, just to make that clear. Everything is discounted, so you get your hands on these amazing brands but for a cheaper price than maybe what you'd find in your regular, you know, shops and supermarkets. So definitely check them out, and if you do want to buy anything, I'm not going to say my code here because every time I say it in a video, apparently it gets flagged and then I have to change my code because like too many websites pick it up. So what I will say is in the description box, I will link you over to my Instagram where I have the code, and you can go get the code and then you can go save £10 off your shop on Well Easy. Anyway, back to this body wash. I'll definitely be checking out more from this brand. So just to be clear, if anyone is listening along, it's spelled M-I-N-I-M-L, so Minimal is spelled like that, so it's without the A. Okay, the next thing that I've been really loving and enjoying, like experimenting with, is this coffee alternative. So this is by the brand Otzi Brew, and this is the organic dandelion and burdock root coffee alternative. I do drink coffee here and there. I haven't got a problem with drinking coffee either, but I am just mindful of, firstly, I don't drink coffee past like 12 o'clock midday. I really have that cutoff time because remember, caffeine has a half-life of 8 to 12 hours. If you are having a cup of coffee in the afternoon, that could be really messing with your circadian rhythm, and also if you're struggling with your sleep, could be a culprit for why your sleep might be a little bit all over the place, or maybe just you're struggling to sleep, full stop. So what this coffee alternative has been nice for is definitely for an option in the afternoon if I do fancy something in that kind of hot drink realm, but I just, you know, obviously don't want a coffee. Another reason why I've been really liking this is because I'm getting more like benefits from this, because obviously because it has dandelion root, which I'm a huge fan of, it's fantastic for your liver support and liver detoxification. It's also got burdock root, which is also good for digestion. And what I've actually found with this is that I'll talk about the taste in a moment, but when I'm drinking it, I kind of get more enjoyment as well, knowing that it's doing more good for my body as well. Like I actually do feel the benefits of this on my digestion, and sorry for that to be a little bit TMI, but definitely my bowels, like all of that is just very happy and loving this in my routine. In terms of taste with this, obviously it's not coffee, so it's not going to be like an exact match, but it is very close. This is slightly more earthy and a little bit more bitter, but what I do is that I brew this in like a, you know, a cafetiere, and then I like to just mix a tiny bit of my vanilla protein, not for the protein aspect, this is purely for taste, just into my milk. So I use almond milk, and then I mix that into the coffee, and then it just adds that touch of like, little touch of like flavor and sweetness that balances out those flavors, and I just really enjoy it. It's, to me, it satisfies me just the same as like a coffee would. But yeah, this definitely is worth a shout out if you are looking for a coffee alternative to try. Okay, let's move on to some teas. I am a huge herbal tea drinker. I just absolutely love them. I think that they are things which can be really not therapeutic to the point where you just rely on that and it's going to do, you know, the miracle that you're after, but alongside all of your nutrition support, supplements, or whatever you're doing to support your health, they can be really complementary. That's the word I'm looking for. And these two, they're actually both by Yogi Tea. I've been really loving. Again, I got these both from Well Easy. So the first one is Alkaline Herbs. As the name suggests, alkaline herbs, this is really trying to support that pH of the body and just trying to maintain, you know, an alkaline environment and not going too acidic. The reason we don't want our body going too far down that acidic line is because obviously when we're in an acidic environment, that is not a healthy environment, because it's the environment which things like, you know, nasty diseases like cancers and things like that can really develop and grow in. So we really want to really maintain a good pH within the body. So in the alkaline herbs tea, we've got lemongrass. Absolutely love the taste of lemongrass. Also love the smell of that. Oh my gosh. Lemon balm. Lemon balm is very good for the nervous system. It's very calming. Dandelion. We've already mentioned that one with the coffee. Really good for the liver health. Also great for digestion as well, because it's a bitter, so going to help stimulate those digestive enzymes. We've got nettle. I love nettle, particularly when we're coming up to hay fever season, because it's got more like antihistamine-like properties. Spearmint, really great one for hormones, definitely help to reduce any excess androgens. Raspberry leaves, that's also a nice one for hormones as well. Lavender, calming. Fennel, another great one for digestion. And then we've got carrot, linden flowers, alfalfa and parsley. Parsley is actually really good for vitamin C. So yeah, really lovely, lovely blend. And then the second tea that I want to give a mention, again from Yogi Tea, this is their immune support. This is a really nice complementary thing. Like if you're going to make a herbal tea in the afternoon and you're mindful of your immunity, you know, this might be something that through this time of the year, you might just want to increase a little bit more. In terms of ingredients, we've got cinnamon in there. Cinnamon's also great for our blood sugar balance. We've also got echinacea. That's a really well-known herb for the immune system. It's an immunomodulator. We've got ginger in there, lovely anti-inflammatory. Also great for the bowels actually, because it helps stimulate peristalsis through the intestinal tract. We've got fennel, another really great one for digestion. We've got rooibos, we've got roasted chicory, we've got carob, I never know if I say that right, cardamom, we've also got basil, burdock root, turmeric root. I mean, lots of things here also great for the gut, because do remember, over 70% of your immune system is inside your gut, so you really want to nurture your gut if you're, you know, wanting to really support your immunity. Turmeric root, another anti-inflammatory. Remember that inflammation comes from the immune system, so yeah, you really want to keep focusing on those anti-inflammatory properties. Also, turmeric's good for the liver. Black pepper, that's to activate probably that curcumin inside the turmeric. And then we've got astragalus and vanilla beans. So yeah, it's a really lovely formula, but it just tastes really nice and I enjoy the flavour of it. Speaking of immunity, I really want to give this a shout. So something that I've actually been adding into my breakfast is some organic bee pollen. Now, I do suffer with hay fever, or some people call it just seasonal allergies, and bee pollen is actually really good for your immune system, and particularly if you are someone who does suffer with those seasonal allergies, this can be something that can be quite helpful in that instance, and something you want to kind of get on sooner rather than later, like start building up your system too. Yeah, this is by the brand Green Origins, yeah, organic bee pollen, and it's just super easy just to sprinkle on top of maybe like a yogurt or porridge or whatever you're having like as a topper. And yeah, I've just been adding this on my yogurt, and it's definitely something I want to give a mention, because I find that, you know, it's a simple thing which is really effortless to do on your breakfast, but that effortless little touch could be giving you a big boost when it comes to, like, for example, in this instance, your immune system. Okay, let's move on to more of like a health practice that I've been doing more recently. Now, if you are my client, you will know that I am a big fan of castor oil liver packs. It's something that I recommend honestly quite frequently in practice, and it's something that I got to help me with my castor oil packs, which I actually got for Christmas. I literally asked Rob's parents like very specifically to get me this, like such a me thing to ask for. But anyway, this is basically a, how would I even say it, it's like a wrap. Let me just backtrack for anyone who's like, what the hell is in a castor oil liver pack? Castor oil liver pack is basically when you use the method of castor oil and you put it on top of where the liver sits, so just on that right side under the ribs, and basically it works transdermally, and the castor oil goes through and helps stimulate the liver. If you're hearing this for the first time, then it can sound a little bit like, what? Like, how does that even work? But honestly, it's a very traditional practice, and the testimonials of people who do this and the benefits that people see in it are just huge. I did one, I took a break for a while, and then I did one, and literally within that first week, I started noticing shifts within my digestive system. People are going to respond differently, so don't, you know, just because I saw a difference that quickly doesn't mean you definitely will. You do want to stick with it, but from definitely a hormone perspective and just anyone who wants to nurture that liver, it can be a really, really great little practice to add in alongside everything else you're doing. Now, the thing is when you do castor oil liver packs is that castor oil, firstly, it can be quite messy, you know, having to put towels down, and it also can stain as well. Castor oil can start to stain sheets. So I got this wrap. It was really, really inexpensive. I got it on Amazon. I think it was definitely under £10. I think it was probably like between £5 and £10. And it's just been fantastic. And basically it's just specifically designed for this. So you put the muslin cloth, which is saturated in castor oil, on top of where your liver is. You then want to put this wrap on top. You then put the elastics round and tie it in place, and then on top of this, I mean, there is a zip here where you can put your heat pack, but I just use a hot water bottle. So I just lie down and put my hot water bottle on top. And what the wrap is just great for is that this just makes the whole process so much cleaner, so much tidier, and just easier as well to do, because there's just less to have to get out and sort out. So I've just been really loving it. It's been making the whole process just so much more easier and just, I don't know, just more enjoyable and appealing to do. So I've been doing it more often, basically. So I definitely wanted to give this a shout out for anyone who is interested and has been looking into castor oil liver packs, or is currently doing them and is just fed up with keep on using towels or maybe like staining sheets or anything like that. Just one quick thing actually before I move on from this, just in case anyone's listening to that and now thinking, oh, I want to look into castor oil liver packs and do it. Just note, do not do this on your period, because if you do castor oil liver packs on your period, it can increase blood flow, which obviously you don't want to be doing that when you're on your period. The next thing I really want to give a shout out is, I know this is a brand that I definitely have spoken about before, so Hunter and Gather. First thing I just want to just give a shout out is the fact that they've got new packaging. But the thing that I really want to give a good shout out for is definitely the barbecue sauce. It is by far my favorite sauce that they do. But something that I really was just thinking about recently is I've been using this a lot, not just really as a sauce, but as like a sauce to marinate with. Like for example with chicken, like if you don't have a lot of time and you just find eating plain chicken, or you know, whatever, even salmon or whatever it is, you're kind of just bored of it, like it's a bit too plain, this is just so handy to have in your cupboard. Like last night I didn't have much time and I just wanted some more flavour to my meal. So basically I got the chicken out and then I just squirted a little bit of barbecue sauce all over the chicken, tossed it all in it, then laid it out on the baking tray and then baked it or cooked it. And honestly, like the flavour it gives it was, oh, it was just so nice. And the thing about Hunter and Gather, which if you're, you know, first time watching my video, this brand basically do all condiments with no inflammatory seed oils. And the other thing that they also do is they don't use dates as their sweetener. Now, dates obviously are a natural ingredient, and there's no shame on dates as an ingredient at all, but you do want to bear in mind they are very naturally high in fructose. I believe it's like there's like 16 grams of sugar in like just one medjool date. So they are very, very concentrated. And if you got to think about, okay, how many dates would have been condensed down to make the sweetener in it, it can still be quite a lot of sugar, honestly, at the end of the day, which when you're comparing it, you know, at the end of the day, sugar, do you know what I mean? So kind of when you're comparing that to like your just normal brand on the supermarket shelf, like, I don't know, how much really is that sugar content really differing? Actually, do you know what? I kept this actually for this video because I thought it was good because it came in the order when I got them. Hunter and Gather condiments compared to like just regular supermarket brands has 72% less sugar, which is just crazy. And honestly guys, like the taste like is not compromised. So yeah, I just really just love them, and I love just shouting out brands who are doing, you know, just really amazing things in that respect. And then the other thing I just want to give a shout out, which is not necessarily for me, it's more so for you guys, because I'm not really a spice person. When they launched these new bottles, they know I love them. They sent me over like the new one that was coming out, which is their hot sauce. So this is their unsweetened hot sauce sriracha. Guys, I am a baby when it comes to spice, okay? I just can't handle it. And I like just licked a little bit of this just to see what it was like, and oh my god, it nearly blew my head off, okay? So if you are into spice and you love a sriracha or hot sauce, whatever, you know, in that camp, you might really like this. And yeah, it still fits the bill in terms of all like no inflammatory seed oils, etc. So I just wanted to give that a mention just in case any of you, you know, love that and are like, oh my god, that's so up my street. That is everything that I'm going to go through in today's video. I hope you've enjoyed listening to what my favourite things are at the moment. Let me know by giving this video a thumbs up. I would also love to know what your favourites are, like if there's any like health things that you've come across recently in any aspects of health. Let me know in the comments below. You know, maybe there's things that you've tried that I've never even heard of and you guys can, you know, share with me. You know, this is a two-way thing here. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already so don't miss any future videos. But I hope you have a great week, guys, and I will see you next Sunday in my next video. Mwah. Bye.